Hey everyone, how are we doing today? Real estate ladies of North Atlanta, Mary Ellen Vanaken, Sue Jennings. How are you today, Sue?
I'm doing great, Mary Ellen. How are you?
I'm good. So today we have a great topic. It's 5 compelling reasons why is now the perfect time to sell your home in North Metro Atlanta, which I think is really good. Like now, you should be listing your house now, right?
Right,
Because
exactly.
we'll get into all this, but this is gonna be fun.
Right.
And we're gonna talk about, our neighborhood of the day. Then we're gonna talk about what we love about North Atlanta, and then we're gonna talk about some, I don't know, some tips of the day, which I love to hear
Design
from you.
tips, yes.
Design tips that I love to hear from Sue. All right, so let's start with our neighborhood. So the neighborhood highlight is from Empire, and it's called Pinecone, which is so cool. I love that name.
Yeah, I do too. So Pinecone, being built by Empire, is located at the corner of Kimball Bridge Road and North Point Parkway. So it's very, very close to exit 9 of Georgia 400 and not very far from Avalon, which is at exit 10 of Georgia 400. So it's a fantastic location. It's also in the Alpharetta High School school district. So that's a top rated school as well. So this is a great opportunity for people because these homes are priced in the mid 600s, which is for new construction, amazing. So it's these are single homes, not townhomes, and they have just beautiful designs. They're 3-story structures, generally with a 2-car garage on the first floor. They do have 4 bedrooms, 2.5 to 3.5 bathrooms, and they range up to 2,025 square feet. So I think this is really an opportunity that people have been waiting for. I mean, this is Empire's a great builder. These are nice floor plans. They're well built, and it's just a fantastic community to raise your family.
Yeah, and I think it's like for a first-time home buyer. I mean, they're tiny. Everybody wants these big houses and this and that. But if you want location now, you're going to have to go with a smaller floor plan if you want to get in at that price point.
Right. And what I like to tell people, and it's so true, it's not the square footage that matters. It's the type of floor plan. It's the way the floor plan's done, because you can actually have a very spacious feel in less square footage than a larger floor plan that is awkward and not laid out well. So
and
don't
perfect
focus
example
too much
of that
on the square footage number. Right.
Yeah, so a perfect example of that is I have some clients who were looking for a house and they wanted, like 4,000 square feet and this and that. And really they were looking for a floor plan and a move-in ready place. They ended up going with a townhouse, which kind of blew my mind. But the floor plan was amazing and it was cheaper than their budget. So they were happy as can be. And they were able to, both of them work from home, so they were able to have 2 offices and everything else that they needed with their lifestyle. So it's amazing how smaller square footage sometimes will be very spacious for your lifestyle. And they are building things towards people's lifestyles right now.
Right. They really are. And location is key here. I mean, you can get on to Georgia 400 in less than 5 minutes from this location. You are in the Alpharetta High School area. You're very close to Avalon, North Point Mall. It's right along the Big Creek Greenway as well, which is a big attraction to a lot of people wanting that live, work, play type of an environment.
Yeah, so this is great. I'm sure they'll sell quickly. So if you're interested or anything around us, just give us a shout out. So, all right, let's go into our topic of the day. 5 compelling reasons why now is the perfect time in North Atlanta to sell your home.
Right. It's a great time to list. I mean, the elections are over, we're all moving forward here. And so what we're finding here in the North Metro Atlanta area is that there is high demand and low inventory.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
High demand, low inventory. Yes.
So what does that mean to somebody who's trying to sell their home, to list their home? It means you don't have as much competition as you would perhaps in the spring of 2025. And we've still got the buyers that really are looking for homes. And so this entire area continues to experience very high demand and relatively low inventory. It's a very competitive market, and our sellers really have the advantage right now. Some of our sellers are receiving multiple offers and even above list prices for their homes.
Yeah, I mean, if they're in good condition, they have to be in good condition,
They do.
good location, and they have to be priced correctly.
They
So I
do.
think that what's really important is pricing it correctly as well. So out there in the world is going to be, when it's low inventory, you can get top dollar for your property. It will sell quicker. And remember, the people that are out during the holiday season are motivated buyers.
They really are.
Because everyone's busy with Santa and I don't know, activities and recitals and school events and work events and parties. They don't have time to shop unless they're really motivated. So that is why this is a good time. So number two, let's get into the interest rates.
Yeah.
Let's talk about interest rates right now.
Well, I think there's some optimism out there about interest rates, and I think it's motivating buyers to want to buy now, especially before they get into a really busy spring season in real estate. Interest rates, yeah, they're still fluctuating a little bit. And a lot of buyers may want to lock in their mortgage now. And of course, if rates do drop, the answer is just refinance. And don't be scared away by, the current rates. The current rates actually historically, compared to historic rates, are very, very good. And, there's no guarantee that rates aren't going to go up higher. But, this is a great time to buy in terms of interest rates.
And I do want to just add one thing in here, Sue. So if you are waiting for those interest rates to drop, so is everybody else, which means when the interest rates drop to a level that you're comfortable with, everyone else is comfortable with that level, there's going to be more competition. So the properties are going to go higher in price, right? And if you're a buyer, that's not really good, is it? No, you're going to have to pay over list price and have no contingencies. And you can get very nervous on doing transactions like that. So that's why now. That's what you need to do right now.
Right. We've got very motivated buyers right now. So that's reason number two, why it's a great time to list your home now in the North Metro Atlanta area. The number three reason on our list is the homes in this area have seen a strong appreciation in home values. A lot of people have a lot of equity in their homes, and this is a great time for them to take that equity and step up into another property or right size into a smaller property.
Sure.
It's just this North Metro Atlanta area has seen consistent home appreciation. The area still has rapid growth because of jobs in the area. They're very, very plentiful. And communities like Alpharetta, Roswell, and Cumming, home values remain robust. And sellers should just capitalize on these recent gains. That's my advice.
Yeah, and not only that, is that what's really important is when you're coming from different parts of the country to this area, you have to understand our value and appraised value has been so consistent. It consistently goes up. It doesn't go up 50% in 1 year. It consistently goes between 8 and 10% and has been for the past 20 years, in this area. So you're going to have different pockets that doesn't happen, but in the North Metro Atlanta area, you're going to see that consistent growth, which is really, really great.
Right. And the other thing I want to add to that is just to, re-mention something you mentioned earlier, and that's about pricing the home correctly.
Sure.
Sellers that are not pricing the homes correctly are not going to be selling them quickly. Homes have to be priced right. People cannot be greedy on the pricing. They've got to be realistic. And you and I and, licensed realtors are good at being able to come in and giving you an honest opinion of the value of the home too.
Yeah, and let's just throw it out there. If you list a property and you have 10 showings and no offers, then it's overpriced, right? So we're going to go and what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate that price each week because things happen every week. Other things come on the market and they're priced lower or whatever, we have to adjust. So you have to have someone who is on top of the market as your listing agent who will tell you what is going on in that neighborhood, in that market, in that week, because every week it changes. So
Right. And Mary Ellen will tell you, I'm a numbers person. I love to crunch numbers. I'm really good at values and so forth with looking at properties. And it's just something I enjoy doing. So
she loves those numbers. She does. She does. She does. When it comes to numbers, I mean, I love numbers, but Sue loves numbers. She loves to analyze everything and tell everyone and tell them what's going on. So it's always good. So,
right.
All right, let's get to number 4, which is desirable lifestyle amenities, which is huge in this area. And I think huge in everywhere across the country. People are looking for easy lifestyle neighborhoods.
Right. People want the walkability to, within different communities. They want to be able to walk to restaurants, shopping. They just love that community feel. They also are looking for excellent schools. They're looking for, proximity to Atlanta in terms of their commute. They also are really into recreational spaces, abundant recreational spaces, such as I mentioned Big Creek Greenway a few minutes ago, and just sports activities for their kids in large parks, like Will's Park in Alpharetta is a good example of that. So, buyers are looking for these lifestyle experiences, and sellers can benefit from marketing their home to the fullest by mentioning and, focusing on location and the proximity to these amenities.
Yeah, and I think what's important to lifestyle is people, I mean, it blows my mind, but people will come from other parts of the country and go, well, I have to be close to a Costco, or I have to be close to a Home Depot or to a Lowe's, or and that's okay. And other things, like when we're talking about lifestyle amenities too, let's really dig into like swimming pools and tennis and pickleball and children's activities and fitness center. Those are really important to a lot of people in this area. And both of us coming from the north, we never heard that till we came to the south, right? That there's actually neighborhoods that have their own swimming pool and their own tennis court and their pickleball court and playgrounds. Like, so it's just a lifestyle here in the south that is very popular. And both coming from the north, we kind of, we go to the park down the street, or we, put a pool in our backyard. We wouldn't, there wasn't like a neighborhood, which really also brings community together, which I think is great too as well.
Southern hospitality. I see it all the time. It's great.
Hospitality, yes. All right. Anything on lifestyle? I think we really kind of hit it.
Right.
Oh, also remember, like, if you have animals, dogs or cats or whatever, and there's a lot of areas that a lot of communities that have like a pet area, or a pet park or whatever. And there's lots of dog parks all over the place that are.
There's also a lot of dog spas here. Pet spas.
I know, right? Every block now, all you see is all these new dog spas. And like, we were driving by one the other day with Daniel, and he was like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Honey, it's a dog spa." He's like, "A dog spa?" And then it's in a dog spa with like, I don't know, all natural vitamins and stuff. And I was like, "Yes, that's a dog spa." And he was like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, I mean, dog everything. It's people dress. I don't dress my dogs up, so I don't do that. I'm not over the extent, but you definitely see people that will do that. They'll dress their dogs up. They'll put them in little strollers. They'll do all that kind of stuff.
Well, you absolutely do. Especially, I've seen more people putting dog booties on their dogs, and they do it for different reasons, to keep their dogs' feet clean, keep them from picking up infections from the sidewalks or wherever they're taking them. And I also read, here's just a little side note, a benefit to these little dog booties is that they have grippy soles to them. And if you have an older dog and as a dog ages, their back legs get a little bit weaker, it actually can help their stability by wearing these little dog booties.
Well,
Yeah.
good. So like lifestyle is so important. Walking to restaurants, walking to school, and having dogs around. Okay. So number 5. What's number 5 here? What are we
Number
talking
5 is seasonal flexibility.
about? Okay.
The North Metro Atlanta area has a moderate climate. So we get 1 month of really cold weather in the winter. It's not as cold as what we experienced up in New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania, where Mary Ellen and I used to live. But
Yeah.
we get winter in January here, and spring comes in February. So it's an ideal market for selling your home year round. And with no extreme barriers, no extreme anything as far as the weather. But it's not a market where in the winter things slow down.
Right.
We still get a lot of buyers coming in. December's been a busy month for us, frankly.
Yes, very.
We've been very busy so far.
And it's always busy. I don't know why. It's Santa Claus is coming.
Right. We get a lot of families that want to get their kids into school before the spring semester starts, that sort of thing. And, there's so many homes in this area that do attract great buyers. And the buyer interest here is intense, and it's continuous, and it's strong because of the job market here and so forth. And so it gives sellers a lot of flexibility in when to list their home. But right now is a great time to list because inventories are low, and we just have a lot of demand right now.
Yeah, there's lots of demand. And you have to understand though too, like in the winter, like, the properties aren't going to look as pretty. So sometimes if you're going to list, or you want to list in this period of time, we're going to take photos in the summer or take them in the fall, especially the outdoor ones. I mean, the indoors we can. So if you're thinking about listing in, next year, this time of year, remember that, have your agent, have us come out and do some photography outside, because I think a lot of people don't really like that the grass gets, dormant here for a couple months, and flowers aren't blooming as nice. So, I mean, yeah, but it's such a short period of time. But we don't have snow. We don't have snow blowers. We don't have like, snow shovels or ice things, although I don't know, this global warming is making it really cold here. So I don't know what the heck's going on. I know across the country it's happening too, but we're not used to cold weather, and it's been a little on the chillier side. It went from summer to winter in a minute, in like 2 days.
But it could go back to being 85 degrees in a minute too, and we could be back on the tennis court in sleeveless shirts next week.
But we still play in 20-degree weather anyway.
We do, yeah, we do.
We just bundle up. So
the ball doesn't bounce as well, and our hands are numb, and our tennis racket strings are a little stiff. But other than that,
yeah, and I think it's important that, especially if you're active in running or exercising or walking or being in the outdoors, you can do that year round here.
Right. You absolutely can.
Just have to bundle up a little bit when it's a little chilly, Put those face masks on. No, I'm just kidding.
I think your blood's gotten thin, Mary Ellen, because when you were up in New York and up north in New York City and all, I don't think you were that cold.
No, I'm telling you. It's like, I think when I first moved down here, and I was like, everyone's like, I'm like walking around in shorts, and they're like, I don't know, they have their scarves on, and so like, it's like 70 degrees. It's not that, that cold. But anyway.
I was just out in LA, and if it hits 65 degrees in LA, they're like bundled up like it's, 15 degrees outside. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so we get the beautiful weather. So this time of year is not going to kill you to list your property, things like that. So, I think one question people do have, which I guess we should attack while we're kind of talking about this, is, well, I decorated for the holidays. What about the photos? Well, there's a couple things we can do. We can take photos during the holidays where it looks all decked out, which is really nice. Yeah. And then in January, if it hasn't sold, then we come out and do photos again when it's back to normal. So, that you don't want to have, as an agent, you want to make sure that if you do take pictures at someone's house with all of the Christmas holiday spirit, in January, you want to put new photos in.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do. And we do. And, if somebody comes to us and says, I've got a really beautiful garden, but I've got some great pictures of it, and it's
Yeah,
not spring yet, we will look at those pictures and we can use some of those pictures as long as they're good quality.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Anything else we need to add to, like, what's, 5? I don't know. I think we really
No,
covered
I think
everything else.
I think if you're thinking of listing your home, now is a great time to list.
Yes. And what I do tell is people will say, I'll wait till the spring. January 1st. You want to list January, second week of January here. You'll get the most money for your property. I will guarantee everyone I've ever talked to and told them we got to get on the market like the 15th of January. They end up making more money because there's less competition, because
Right.
everyone's going to put their house on the market March 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And we say January and February is a really good time to put in there too.
Right.
So, all right.
Absolutely.
So today, what do we really love about North Atlanta today?
We love all the fairs and festivals in North Atlanta.
Goodness, there's so many festivals, aren't there?
Mm-hmm. So there's so many places where your family can go to enjoy art and culture, history and music, and so much more. And we have tons of events in the North Atlanta area. And so and even not in the North Atlanta area, but like there's an International Cherry Blossom Festival in Macon in the spring.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's part of the Georgia National Fair in Perry in the fall. Celebrate the holidays in Georgia. You can celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Savannah. Savannah's a fun place to go.
Yeah.
It really is.
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there on
Mm-hmm.
Patrick's Day too. That was really fun.
Yeah.
So,
Independence Day in Atlanta and Christmas in Dahlonega. These are all ideas.
Christmas in Helen too is really pretty too, from what I understand.
I have never been to Helen. I need to get up there.
Oh yeah,
that's
it's like a
something
German
I could do
little
over
town.
the holidays. Yeah,
you should do that. And I know that during the holidays, also the botanical gardens is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of little festivals and fairs, and you have all the cities, like you got the Coming Fair, and there's just so many different festivals. There's always a wine festival. There's always a bar crawl. There's always something going on. It's amazing how many activities you could keep yourself busy 360 days, 65 days a year with all the activities in the metro Atlanta area.
Right. And what people don't realize is we're at the foothills in the North Georgia mountains here. And up in those mountains, there are quite a few wineries. And that you can, make, a day trip of just going to visit, Monteluce, or visiting some of the different vineyards in the area. Even in Milton, we have a very nice vineyard that you could go visit.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
In the middle of Milton, there's a winery.
There is. It's really interesting.
The painted horse.
Yeah. So
it's
a couple
really
of
nice
things.
Sure.
As far as other shows in Georgia, there's the Thomasville Rose Show and Festival. There's the Vidalia Onion Festival.
Ooh.
Have you ever been to Vidalia?
Yes.
Vidalia is a cute little town.
It really is. And they have good onions.
Yeah. For people who love to travel, there's also a Toomey factory outlet there. Just putting that out there. That Toomey's made in the U.S., believe it or not. It's a New Jersey-based company, though. There's the Georgia Peach Festival. There's the Plains Peanut Festival, in former President Jimmy Carter's hometown.
Yes.
The Georgia Apple Festival. Helen comes up again on the list for their Oktoberfest. There's barbecue festivals, shrimp and grits festivals, just all kinds of music festivals, Dogwood Festival.
Wine festivals, this kind of festival.
Everything on this list.
Yeah,
if you like the list, you can contact us and we'll be happy to give it to you.
Always. And basically, like, another great thing is in the fall time to go up to get all the apples and the apple festivals and all the pumpkins and apples and cider and all that kind of stuff. It's always real fun going up to the North Georgia mountains that way. And it's really close. Like, people don't realize how close it is.
Right.
I mean, you can get from Alpharetta to Helen in less than an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're like literally up there in the middle of nowhere, which is fun. So
one of my favorite things at this time of the year is to look at the Christmas lights. And Atlanta Botanical Gardens always does a phenomenal job every single year. But I've heard, and I might try it this year, is that the zoo in Atlanta also has a great display of lights and decorations as well.
Yeah, the South really goes all out when it comes to decorating, and they start in like freaking October. But anyway, that's another area how we are in the South about decorating and stuff when it comes to Christmas and holiday season. So, all right, so festivals, lots of things to do, and you're never going to be bored. I promise you, if you move here, it's not going to be boring. There's always something to do for everyone. And I will just add one more thing on that. And they put it on the radio today. So there's a young DJ who was like, I went to Alpharetta and I went to Mercantile Social and I went to the breweries there. And there's actually men my age, like in her early 30s, and they're like nice guys and like, oh my gosh, Alpharetta is like not for families, it's for everybody. So honestly, whatever age you are, whether you're a young out of college, whether you're older, empty nester, you're always going to find something in the North Metro area. It's not boring. It's not in the middle of the country. You're just always it's so suburban and there's just so many things out there. And I just cannot get over how many pop-up bars there are for Christmas and holiday season that I've never seen before this year. It's like they're popping up everywhere. Plus a lot of restaurants that are already established are just decking out their place and doing special mocktails and cocktails and everything else. So anyway, there's something for everyone here in the North Atlanta area. That's what we love about it, is that there's so much to do. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get into the design tip of the day is elevate your hallway. Ooh, I want to hear about this one. All right, Sue.
Mary Ellen, do you decorate your hallway at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
House? A little bit? Well, it's one of those spaces in the house that a lot of people forget about and that they don't think about decorating their hallway. But it deserves as much attention as the rest of your space.
It does.
It really does.
It does.
Yeah. So making your hallways more inviting will immediately change the mood of your home and make you feel happier. Ooh. And, every time you step in it, every moment you step in it, you're going to feel happier. So consider painting your hallway, maybe a fun color, hanging some bold art, or putting up some really striking wallpaper.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Well, we definitely have the art under control in our hallway. So you know that. We love art and we just but our hallway is a little simple, but it has beautiful artwork on the side. But I can definitely see, but we have another hallway to the powder room, and there's a nook in there. And we have a little desk there, and it's kind of cool too. So there's little nooks and little areas in your hallway that, you can just make it homey, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Make it a fun space because you're always in your hallway.
Always. You always walk around the hallway.
Yeah.
So anyway, anything else to add about elevating your hallway?
No, I really don't.
Something bold. I mean, you could do, some kind of bold color or wallpaper, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So anyway, well, thanks for listening to what we have to say today. We talked about some 5 compelling ways why you should list right now in the North Metro Atlanta area. We talked about Pine Cone. I love that neighborhood, which is a new neighborhood right off exit 9 on 400, close to the exit. I think it's a great buy there. Then we also talked about what we love about North Atlanta, which is all the festivals and all just things to do. There's just tons to do every season, everything. And the design tip of the day was elevate your hallway. So that was great. Thanks, Sue, for everything. If you want to follow us on all of our socials, we love for you guys to follow us. Also, if you're interested in an Alpharetta Milton community newsletter, we have that every week. And if you're interested, you can sign up on our website for that too as well. Thanks, Sue, and have a great day.
Thanks, Mary Ellen. Bye.